good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I say all three because whether you're joining us live or later on demand, we want to welcome you to a 2025 Insight discussion. I'm really excited to join you today. My name is Leah Shaver, and I will serve as host and moderator of today's conversation. I want to thank you for your part in keeping our country moving. Thank you to those of you who work from sunup to sunset and all the time before, after, and in between, but especially taking the time to join us today. As professional truck drivers continue to deliver necessities across North America, I am always cheering for you. I worry about you. I hope the best for you. And today I am very happy to connect with you. Every day is an extraordinary time to be in the transportation industry, especially as a small business owner. And I'm excited for today's discussion. Joining me is Jeff Reese. He's the Director of Vendor Network Services for Expediter Services. Expediter Services brings to you the Insight 2025 series and a number of services so that aspiring business owners, aspiring entrepreneurs, trucking business owners, and folks that want to grow their business can receive, as part of the ES community, an operational partnership with exclusive carriers, with vendors, ensuring that you never stand alone. I'm Leah Shaver. I own and operate the National Transportation Institute, and I want to welcome Jeff Reese to discuss today how to improve your bottom line and how are we going to do that, having a successful and profitable 2025. We're going to start by utilizing discounts to improve our bottom line. Jeff, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. How are you today?
Well, hello. I'm doing well. Thanks for having me on.
It's really good to see you. As we paved out ways to help folks thrive in 25, something that now I'm hearing all around me, it only reinforces that that is a goal that all of us need to have. And you kind of head that up at ES, right? You are Director of Vendor Network Services, and you are seeing every single day how folks really can take advantage of utilizing opportunities and networks and relationships to make sure that they are saving as much money as possible and bringing as much as they can to generate revenue and increase profitability.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. And, there's a lot that can be done to really drive out cost and impact your bottom line for the positive. I kind of like to say, right now I really feel like we're kind of in an uptick, and so people need to position themselves to thrive, not just chase the money that's out there, chase the freight that's out there, but also
Not just
position.
drive.
Yeah, not just
right?
drive. Yeah. In order to thrive, you can't just drive. You got to be able to identify where you can be more efficient and uh, cost out as much as you possibly can, and you want to do that also. So, as you know, this is a very cyclical industry. Whenever there's a high point, there's also going to be a low point. So if you're able to position yourself to thrive today, you'll be able to survive in the harder times.
Very, very important. I've heard you talk about this, and I think there's a number of different ways that folks can really attack their strategy or carve out their strategy for 2025. I think we might have come up with something now on the not just drive but thrive. But I'm a fan of chasing the dollars, is what I've always said in my entire career. It used to be just in terms of risk, but I think in this case, we're talking about costs. And so if you're looking at all of your costs, starting from the top down, and sometimes for other folks, it's easy to work from the bottom up. It depends, how big those mountains really are with the expenses. But I think there's several examples where if we said we were going to start from the bottom up, something as small as coffee, or if we were going to start from the top down, we'd be looking at fuel and insurance. So I don't know where you want to start, but I think in terms of what do you like? Do you like the top down or bottom up?
I prefer
Okay.
the top down. So if you're looking at your biggest expense, you are talking about fuel and insurance costs. It's one of those things that if you partner with the right program, you can really have a massive impact on your bottom line. Uh, to the point that I've seen it where you've had one truck owners that have had this plan and this dream of owning a fleet. They put this strategy together. They planned their savings, and they were able to reinvest those savings and accomplish their goals.
One of the things that really strikes me about all of the programs that you head up with ES is that ES generally, if I'm talking with your CEO, he's talking about working from the truck up, not from the business down. And on the flip side, I think when it comes to looking at your savings programs and just looking at it as a program overall and not just one line item at a time, one of the things that I think really stands out to me is that you look at savings programs that are going to help the owner, whether they have one truck, 5 trucks, 30 trucks, I don't know, but you look at a savings program so that the end user is getting to appreciate savings as though they have 500 trucks, not just 5 or 1 or 2. Do you agree with me?
Absolutely. So, and here's the situation in this industry. There's a lot of different programs out there, and there's a lot of people that are looking into them. And so I think that there's certain things that you really need to, and questions you need to ask yourself, as you're doing an evaluation, which program is actually going to be the best for my business. And I think part of that has to do with, well, first of all, the savings opportunity. You gotta be able to maximize your savings. So are they actually sending those savings all the way down to you? Are you able to see exactly, because nothing's free in the industry. There is cost to everything. So what is the cost? What is the true cost to me in order to access these benefits, these savings, these advantages? But beyond that, is it a transactional relationship, or is this somebody that you're really trusting and wanting to partner with? Because a good program is going to have a good discount, but they're also going to have transparency. They're also going to have a drive and a want to consult with you and see what else they can do to help you drive out other costs as well. So the low-hanging fruit conversation is always fuel, but what else can they bring to the table? What other benefits are there that could help you, maybe if you're a small fleet owner, bring value to your drivers? How can they help you retain your drivers? How can they help you recruit new drivers? What can they do to help you differentiate yourself from the guy down the road that's also trying to hire drivers? And I think that that's something that should really be looked at and considered, because there's part of our program, for example, includes like you had talked about earlier, the coffee. There's also some additional rewards that and additional points that you get with us, and free showers and stuff like that. And that's stuff that an owner can pass straight down to their driver, and it's just a huge value add and a huge benefit to those drivers that they wouldn't be able to get from the guy down the street.
Okay, well, we have to talk about that for a second, because I drink a couple cups of coffee a day. I happen to be enjoying now my post-coffee energy drink. We can talk about my caffeine issues another day. But ultimately, maybe there's rewards for that. But anyhow, let's say I'm on the road. I'm getting 2 cups of coffee a day at a truck stop. I had a caller on SiriusXM yesterday. They said that a cup of coffee is $4. So I'm spending $8 on coffee every day. That's $2,000 a year. To keep it simple, that's $40 a week. But on a monthly basis, $200. On an annual basis, a couple thousand. And then you said showers. I mean, I see folks asking for shower. If they don't have enough points, they're looking for shower points. They're looking for access. How much is a shower?
a shower's up to $18 per use per shower. So it's huge. It's something that's needed out there though. I mean, it wakes you up. It, you know, just it keeps you healthy. Uh, you need it, and
Keeps you feeling fresh,
it
let's be
does.
honest.
It does. You know, so you know, and that's part of our program. Like I said, you know, 2 free showers a day. But you know, I love to tell this story too. You know, we did have a driver because everybody runs. I mean, this industry runs on pennies, right? I mean, just slivers, fractions, and fractions of pennies in to be profitable. So every penny counts. But you know, we had a driver, an owner operator that we were talking about the program. You know, he saw the benefit of all the savings and everything, and then we got to the additional benefits of the showers and coffee, and he stopped and said, I want to sign up right now. He literally, he'd been for the last 3 days having to decide between purchasing dinner for himself or taking a shower. And so our you know, our just added benefits, nothing extra, no extra cost to, you know, to our drivers, was able to help him improve his lifestyle on the road.
Amazing. Don't decide between dinner or a shower. You get it right here with this program.
Why not have
Awesome.
both, right?
Yeah, have it. You can have it all. That's really amazing. So is the fact that you do get a lot of opportunity for unique stories of success, and it hit me in hearing about some of your experiences recently. That again, the folks that are utilizing these savings programs within your network are taking advantage of opportunities to feel like they're running a fleet of 500 trucks when it may only be 1 to 5 trucks, and benefits like coffee and showers, 2 showers a day, is really something that you can pass on. What's another example? I mean, I remember one company telling me that they saved 10 cents off the gallon with their current provider, and that it was the location closest to their yard. And it struck me, I mean, is that really good savings? Like, is the proximity to the yard and that you get a pretty low number off the pump, is that enough to know that you're in the right situation, and that you're getting the best savings out there? How does someone know?
Exactly. Yeah. And so I think that's where the relationship comes into play. That's where you're wanting to talk to somebody who wants you to do what's best for your business and actually conduct an analysis with you. I mean, that's what our team does. And so you look at it from okay, for example, that, you know, 5 miles down the road, you've got 10-cent savings per gallon. Okay, well, if I signed up with this program and the, you know, 2 exits down, and my drivers are driving that way anyway because they're going out to deliver loads, and I could save, you know, 55 cents per gallon. I mean, to me, that's a no-brainer. It's just a matter of really taking a look at what the network is, and and you know, obviously out of route, too far out of route costs too much money to make
Of
sense.
course.
But that's where you really want to have a consultant that comes in and just says, hey, let's just take a look. Let's look at where you're fueling today. Let's look at what your savings is, and then let's compare that to what it could look like if you were on our program here. And it's no pressure. There's it's not, it should never be a pressure situation. The other thing, you know, because I've been out in the field here intentionally, just getting out there talking with small fleets and visiting with them, and just trying to understand what they're going through, how they're being treated. And the one big question that needs to be asked is, well, what's my minimum purchase threshold? How many gallons do I have to fuel up in order to keep my discount? Because what we're finding out there is they're building that into an agreement, and the customer doesn't realize it, and all of a sudden their discount goes away, and if they're not paying attention, they'll end up actually paying a premium for that fuel instead. So that's one thing that our program does not have, is any kind of minimum purchase requirements. And the benefit to that is a couple things. One, in the good times, you're going to get those great savings. But, we just went through a tough period of several years. And if people were on our program, if people were on our program, they would have still been able to save the exact same amount of money. Even though they had to run fewer trucks, purchase fewer gallons, it would still allow them to be able to survive in that hard time.
It's somewhat back on the other point about the proximity to where you're fueling and knowing if you're in the right spot, but you also have an app. So if they were fueling at a particular location in proximity, it does show them within a certain area, or maybe I'll let you explain, but it would give you some options as to where you can fuel, what the price is, what the savings will be, something to that effect. Do you understand my question?
Yes, ma'am. I like to call it tools for success. And one of those tools is our mobile app. And within that mobile app, there's a lot of different things. There's a dashboard so that you can keep track of your rolling 30-day savings, make sure that you're trending in the right direction, at a glance. Everything should always be simple, easy to read, easy to analyze, and that's the way we've tried to build things out. We've got a community page for additional savings opportunities and stuff like that, and then we have a map, and that map is easy to use. It has a routing feature, so I always love to say plan your savings. So every driver can have access to this app. Every driver in a fleet can pull up that map, and before they take off on to start their day, they could actually put in their origin and their destination. And actually, if they've got multiple stops, they could put in every single stop, multi-stop routing. And
Wow.
from there, it will route that trip. It will drop pins along the route, and it will highlight the ones that are the lowest purchase price to really help, at a quick glance, help them decide, okay, this is going to be the best thing for my business in order to maximize my savings. So we highlight stuff in green. Green means go. Let's go there. Let's save that green, all that fun stuff. And the thing is, too, is discounts, just because it has the biggest discount does not always mean that it's the lowest purchase price. So the way that we always default all of our reporting and everything to help them make quick, good business decisions is by lowest purchase price. Even if that happens to be, across the street, the discount was, 10 cents lower, but the lower purchase price was, the one that we
Sure.
highlighted.
Okay. So I think, in each of these examples, though, we're calling out the ways that you can kind of spot check, am I in the right program? And, am I getting the support that I need? So whether that's support on a consultative side, if it's support from the technology and transparency in price and availability, there's a lot of different ways for folks that are already in the community to be able to spot check that they're getting the most of what they need. We talked about some of the bottom, day-to-day expenses that can actually rack up some pretty significant numbers and benefits for fleets that are looking to grow and expand and share those savings. But even if you're one person, and I am one person drinking 2 coffees and taking a shower every day, there's some significant savings. We also, talked about some of the other opportunities for savings on the community page. So why don't you highlight some of those things for me? I believe, like tire shop maintenance. Is there other things you want to share?
Love it. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we do have a community page, and part of a program that you should really be looking at, like I said, is what other opportunities do they bring to the table to help you drive out other costs. So typically, like I said, the low hanging fruit's going to be fuel, but beyond that, what else can they bring to the table? Well, what we do is we have a national tire program, and what we have is a free enrollment process. It's free to access. Uh, you can save, $40 to $100 off per tire. And something that's huge is it standardizes that pricing across the nation. So, I'm here in Mississippi. A tire bought in Mississippi, you could buy that exact same brand tire in California for the exact same price. So it really
That's
helps to,
significant.
yeah, it levels everything out from a cost perspective, which helps you really drive out costs there. And the nice thing once again is you get that savings whether you buy one tire a year or if you've got a shop and you're stocking it every week, you'll get that same amount of savings.
That's very significant. Okay, and then other savings opportunities besides tires?
So yeah, we have a shop discount as well. So when you're on the road, you got to get a mud flap replaced. You got to get an oil change. You need some PM. Save around 15% off at major truck stops where where they have shops. That's something else that's always big. That those are the places that are typically more expensive. So anything that you can do to help drive out costs there. We also have insurance offerings. That's something that is a little bit more, specific to the company's need themselves. So we do have a consultant here that we've partnered with to really help them decide, what's the best insurance to have, and really help them find out how they can try to save up to 30% off of their premiums. And we also have something that's I think pretty significant is the telemedicine. So anywhere in the US that you happen to be, if you're an over the road driver, people get sick no matter what, no matter where you are, but you always have 24/7 access to a doctor. And we also have a free drug discount card, prescription discount card. So, if you happen to, I hate it, it's flu season, people get it. But if you get the flu or whatever and you need to talk to a doctor, you can get one at 3 a.m. If you happen to be in Wisconsin, you'll be dealing with somebody there, and maybe they prescribe you something, and you can go to Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and get those get those prescriptions at a discounted rate too. And all this is just pennies.
I heard you say the prescription card is free as part of the network, the Teledoc. Is there an additional cost for that too?
Yeah, it's less than $20.
Wow. Have you used Teledoc? I've used Teledoc before,
Oh, yeah.
and a lot of times it's so much less than having to make a visit. Plus, for drivers, you're talking about having to, find a place to stop, to park, etc., and then where it's safe to go in, and is your equipment good? So that kind of takes a lot of the pain out of it.
And do you want to go in someplace where everybody else is sick around you too? I'd rather not.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, where I live, there's lines at the ERs, and you can't get in. They're going even further distances. So let's say you do find something to stop at, then you're kind of denied at the door anyway. You have to go look for something else. So yeah. Teledoc it is.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you think about it too, you go to the ER for having the flu or whatever. That's going to cost you hundreds of dollars as opposed to just a minimal cost of you know what I mean? So yeah. And that's the way that we think. We're trying to drive everything back down to the owner and to help them save as much as possible in every situation we can think of.
Sure. Well, so we talked about, that's taking care of your body, the insurance for the truck, fuel, shop, tires, showers, drinks. There's a lot of opportunity for savings. There's the consultative side and making sure that folks are best utilizing all of the opportunities to save. What haven't we hit on?
I think just really the support side of things. So once you sign on, what kind of experience do you have, after you've signed on with the program? What happens if you have a question? What happens if you have an issue? Because there's always going to be some problem somewhere. And so I think one of the questions you need to ask is, who do I get to call? Who do I get to speak with? where do they office? Is can I call them anytime? And that's where we have tried to really differentiate ourselves as well. So we have in-house customer support. We have 24/7 support. Um, you get to know these people. We're based here out of Mississippi. We don't outsource anything. Um, it's really dedicated to developing a relationship and making sure that we are doing everything that we can to address any issues, any challenges. And then some, I mean, sometimes there's other opportunities for savings that pop up out of the conversations with support, and then we get to kick them over to our tire guy who helps them get enrolled with tires or something like that. So it's actually it's fun because we're helping them with their business on a day-to-day basis, and we're also continuing to help drive out cost.
Yeah, I mean, discounts to improve the bottom line. Doing this on the daily, on the weekly, on the monthly basis, and ultimately looking at it over the year, how to have a successful and profitable 2025. How to thrive, not just drive.
That's right. Thrive. Don't just drive.
All right. Jeff Reese, Director of Vendor Network Services for ES, thank you very much. Really appreciate your time and all of your energy to help folks save and drive more to the bottom line instead of just down the road.
Love it. Yeah, thank you so much for the time. It's been great.
And thank you for attending. If you're not currently in touch with us, there are a variety of ways here that you can be. ES hopes you'll take the time to join their community, get in touch, stay in touch. And if you want more information, head on over to successintrucking.com. In the meantime, stay safe, well, and connected, as with ES, you never stand alone. See you next time.